Hi everyone and welcome back to RTRC. Today I'm going to talk about differential thrust and how to set it up on your DX Spektrum radio. I have the DX9 radio. You can use the setup on the new DX6 radio, which has the same computer system and the display as this one. The DX7, DX8, DX9 and DX18. I can also provide you with the SPM file. So if you just go into RTRC on Facebook and send me a message, I will of course send you the SPM file. Differential thrust. There are a lot of ways to use it, but I have seen now the late days that on foam planes with twin motors, they are using differential thrust to get even sharper turns and make the plane be even more aerobatic. So I wanted to test this out, and also I want to make it easier for you to understand how to set it up on your radio. It wasn't that hard, but it took some time for me to really find out and how to make it work properly, and also with the safety switch, of course, so that you can fly normally with your two motors, and with a flick of the switch you can have differential thrust. Also, how to set up dual motors on two channel is a good thing to know, because if you have a larger gasoline airplane with two engines, it would be great to have two channels for the engines so that you can trim them individually. I made a rig because I don't have a plane now with twin motors. A friend of mine has one, so I'm going to borrow that one and do the same setting on his plane. And this is sort of an amphibious plane, which is very aerobatic. It's from RC Factory, I guess. So, but we're going to start here, and I made this rig with, of course, a movable sort of wing. Why? Just because I wanted to show you how the differential thrust works. So if I want to go to the left, this one will go slower, the RPM will slow down, and it will go faster on this one, so that when I give throttle and turn to the left, this one will almost stop. I have it on 60%, so then it will turn together with the rudder. And how you set up how much throw, let's call it throw or thrust, you want, it's up to you. I'm going to test 60% now, and then we're going to play around with it. So, and when the storms and the winds have calmed down, we will be able to get out and fly this amphibious plane on the water and try to do those beautiful nose turns in the water that we have seen on other videos. So anyway, I'm going to show you now before we go into the setting, and I'm going to show you step by step on the radio how to do this. So it's quite an easy task. I'm going to turn on my radio, and I've chosen my safety button on the gear channel. So when I flick this one, the differential thrust is on. When I move it back to zero, the differential thrust is off. So let's plug in this and see what happens. Okay, so in normal mode, this rig should move forward, which it does. So happy me. And when I then flick this switch, and if I move the side rudder, how cool is that? But even though I can control the motors with the side rudder, I can also fly it straight forward, like that. But the motor's action will, of course, be regulated with the side rudder as well. So if you have normal throttle and you move the stick to the left, you will have a left turn. Beautiful. And of course I did some work on this. Differential thrust can be used for so many matters, but I'm just going to show you how to set it up on your radio, because if you're out watching on YouTube and you search for differential thrust setup, I'm not sure what you're going to use it for. But if you have any problem, you can just contact me here on YouTube or on RDCarC on Facebook, and I will try to help you as good as I can. Nowadays, test flight has a lot of these speed build kits with dual motors, and also planes that can be very fun to add differential thrust to. So now we're going to get to the setup in the radio. Okay, so I have made a model on my radio. As you can see, I call it diff thrust, or diff, of course. What you want to do when you have created a model, you just push the scroll button and go down to mixing. And here you see that rudder, aileron, elevator, aileron, rudder, the radio already has some pre-mixes for that one, so we are just going to bypass them like that. So the first mix you want to do is to make another throttle channel. So I have chosen to use the aux1 channel. I'm using a 6-channel receiver on this one. And here you can see how the settings are. These settings you should have on your radio. So -100 on rate on both sides and offset 100. Why offset 100? Well, if you see on the offset here, I can try to take it down, and then just watch the aux1 channel. When I lower the rates, you see that the bottom points are decreasing. So we want to have them on the same as the throttle channel, or the throttle. So now you see aux1 and throttle are the same. And trim you should set as active, and switch should be on. When your radio is on, the mix is already activated. So this you can also use when you're setting up dual engines or dual motors without differential thrust, but this gives you the way to trim each motor or engine individually, especially if you have a twin glow engine plane or a twin gasoline engine plane. So this is for the throttle mix to make another throttle channel. You go back, and then you go and you want to make a mix called rudder to throttle. That means you want to mix your rudder with the throttle. And here you see I have set the rate to about 60%. This is for you to test out. I can't tell you how much rate you should have. You can set it on 100 so that one of the motors will stop completely, but I have put it on 60%. And you see here the offset, you don't have to do anything about the offset here, so it's on 0. And trim inhibit, you don't need any trim here. And of course switch is the A switch, the gear switch that I've chosen to use. And now you have mixed the rudder with the throttle, but you have 2 throttle channels, so you need to make another mix. So I'll go back and do a mix with rudder to the aux1 channel, my second motor channel. and the same rates, 60 and minus 60 of course, and offset 0, trim inhibit, switch A. So when that is done, everything is okay. You have to remember that you perhaps need to reverse the gear channel, but when I'm sending you the SPM file for the DX9, you don't have to do anything other than bind your receiver and so on. And just to make sure that I haven't said anything wrong now, I'm going to go into the reverse system here, and the only thing I have reversed on the radio is the aux1 channel, so that you can do as well. But of course, if I'm sending you the SPM file, you will have everything correct set up. So, and also just to make sure that you do this right and will get it right in the first time, I'm going to check out what motors is in what channel. So I have, when I have the motors pointing from me, the right hand motor is aux1 channel and the left hand motor is throttle channel. So that is how easy it should be, and of course you need to make sure that the motors goes the right way, and you can by yourself decide if you want to have counter rotating thrust. That means one propeller spinning that way and the other one that way, or so on. These are spinning the same way of course, but I don't think that doesn't matter. It's a scale matter. If you want it to look more scale, you want to have counter-rotating propellers. So, how it works? Well, ordinary and differential. So, what can I say? Good luck, you guys. And if you want to have me to do any other setup video on the DX9, just ask and I will try to do my best. I'm learning as I'm teaching you, so I'm having a blast doing this. I'm not that good on the radios, but learning how to mix has opened a whole new world for me. So mixing elevator with flaps and so on, it has helped me a lot. But anyway, see you all, have a great day.